Hey everyone, it's Dr. E. For those of you that may not know me, I'm Dr. Elisa Harney, known as the Empowerment Specialist, and I am passionate about helping to get you positioned to prosper in your purpose. I help today's leaders increase their presence, their platform, their performance, and their profits with sustainable strategies for progressive sustainability because I don't want you to just win. I want you to have a level of continuity to whatever it is that you are doing. And so I am so excited for this quick check-in, this segment that I am going to teach because I believe that it is going to help you in every single area of your life. This particular area that I am going to be talking about today is really going to be impactful as you operate in your business, as you operate in your purpose, as you operate in any level of whatever you're doing in relationships. This is actually going to help you. I'm going to actually give you an implementable, executable strategy of success, one that you can begin to work with right now, and one that is going to be fiercely beneficial for you in every single area of your life. Today, I'm going to deal with how to reclaim your time. Now, I'm not going to give you fluff. And I'm not going to give you something that's really, really cute just to be able to say something, but I'm actually going to give you strategies. And the strategy and the method that I am going to introduce to you today with revealing how to reclaim your time is that I am going to help you recognize the 20 biggest time wasters that you may or may not even be aware of, because there are things that are wasting your time, and you can't reclaim your time until you first identify what's taking it away. Now, before I give you these time wasters, I want to invite you guys, if you have not already, to join me on October the 19th for an amazing live masterclass where it's going to get you positioned to prosper in your purpose. We're going to be dealing with the pre-work for profits. Now, all of us want to profit. All of us want to be profitable. As a matter of fact, you should be profitable. If you are in a place where you are not being profitable, you don't see profits or profitability in different areas of your life, then that's an area that needs some attention. And so this amazing live masterclass is going to get you the pre-work that you need to have done in order to be profitable, especially as you go into 2022. So a couple of the big things that we're going to deal with, and I'm going to touch on a lot of it today, is the awareness of how procrastination and perfectionism helps or keeps you from being profitable in different areas of your life. And so we're going to give you a strategy on really how to overcome perfectionism and procrastination. That used to be my number one issue, and I built a strategy around my ability to overcome that. And then I am going to give you one of my signature strategies on how to get some results. You'll get a strategy, a roadmap to results, and you will get a strategy of execution where you can actually begin to see some things happen. We're going to have virtual workbooks. We're going to have a live Q&A. We're going to work through some things as we're live in this amazing masterclass. And so you can go to drelisaharney.com, or you can go click the link in my bio to make sure that you are registered for this class Tuesday, October the 19th. I think it's beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You are not going to want to miss this. You are going to want to get prepared for prosperity. You need to get prepared in order for you to profit. A lot of us want to be prosperous. We want to progress, and we want to profit, but we haven't done the pre-work. And so this masterclass is going to help you do that pre-work so that you can be prosperous. All right. So let's get to the good stuff, how to reclaim your time. One of the things that I always teach, one of my signature methodologies, is that we do internal investigation or internal, we go in the inside and we say, I need to do an internal inventory to find out if there's anything inside of me that is causing any type of disruptions or dysfunction. And then we do an external evaluation and we look around us and say, am I in an environment, or am I around people that are causing disruptions or dysfunction? And then we do atmosphere assessments to identify if there are any things that are over our heads, whether it's doubt or fear or anxiety, because once we get an awareness of these things, we're able to fix it. One of the things that I started off saying when I first started my platform was that you can't fix what you can't face. Can somebody type that in the comments? You can't fix what you can't face, or what you won't face. Because I said earlier today may. Stop saying you can't when the truth is that you won't. And so you can't fix what you won't face. And so when we are able to face some things, when we're able to tell the truth, when we're able to identify and admit that there are some things happening that we're not so happy about, we can begin going through and applying strategies and systems to help us be able to work through those things and see some profitability in our own lives. So as we deal with reclaiming our time, I want to give you a list of some of the top, I may not get through all 20, but I want to give you a list of some of the top time wasters that you may or may not be aware of, that's taking away valuable time, viable time, time that you can be launching, time that you can be planning, time that you can be strategizing, time that you can be living your best life, time that you can be moving forward in the things that belong to you as far as your purpose. And so let's begin. Number one, the first time waster we're going to deal with is compulsive busyness. Compulsive busyness. Now, this is not the same thing as having things that you are tasked or assigned to do. But compulsive busyness is when you start with one thing and then all of a sudden something just takes a hold on you and it says, I've got to do this right now. If you've ever been working on something and then you got up maybe to use the restroom or go get something out of the kitchen, and then you looked and you thought, oh my goodness, when was the last time I mopped? Well, wait a minute, let me sweep first. And then you had to sweep, and then you had to mop. And then when you were putting the mop away, you were like, oh my goodness, look at this laundry that I haven't done. So now I've got to do laundry. And then you go back around the house and you start collecting laundry. And before you know it, you're tired. You're sitting in front of the TV and you're thinking, I need to eat. And then after that, you're going to bed. And so compulsive busyness, you're just jumping from task to task because you have not developed a strategy of intentionality. I can't give away what that is. We'll deal with that in the masterclass on October 19th. But compulsive busyness, because what it does is it shows that you don't have control over a set amount of things that you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to get it done. And so compulsive busyness is one of the biggest time wasters that we deal with. Number two, obsession with social media. Obsession with social media. And one of the things that I identify when it comes to social media is that we can have something called pop-up paralysis, right? It's when all of the time you have your notifications on for every app and for every single body that you're following. And so every single time a notification pops up, you're paralyzed in the things that you were trying to do because now you have to divert your attention to whatever it is that popped up, those notifications. And so we don't realize a lot of the times that we have to even schedule our time on social media, or we have to determine who do I want to be aware of when they go live or when they say something or when they post. I just want to be in control of that. I just want to identify those people because those are the platforms that I want to lend an ear to. I know that if I am connected to those particular platforms, I'm going to get something out of the deal. I'm going to be able to grow. I'm going to be able to get some information that will help me. And so that pop-up paralysis every time will get you away from prospering in your purpose because it is a time waster, that obsession with social media. Now, you may not say, I'm not obsessed with social media, but if you have not put some barriers or some boundaries around your time and attention, it can easily turn into an obsession. The third thing that will cause you to have, or will be a big time waster in your life, is checking your email every 15 minutes or just checking your phone. It doesn't have to be that you're checking your email, but you're just checking your phone every 15 minutes. You're constantly thinking when you're not on your phone, what could be on my phone? You can't even walk outside and come back in without saying, oh my God, where's my phone? Did somebody call me? Did somebody text me? Did I get a notification? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Because that, again, it interrupts the continuity of thought that you may have. And so maybe you were planning something, maybe you were strategizing about something, maybe you were packaging something up, but if you're consistently checking your phone, consistently checking your email or checking your computer for emails, then you're interrupting your ingenuity. And so you don't have a consistent flow of thought, and you'll find that you're not going to be able to move forward in something because now it's jumbled up, now you forgot, now that flow that you were in has been interrupted. And so it's a time waster. The number four time waster is unorganized meetings. And even especially with this area of Zoom meetings and people coming together, can we just sit and talk for a minute? If you don't have an itinerary, it's going to be very easy for you to get off task. It's going to be very easy to just kind of fall into this conversation, this atmosphere of ambiguity, as I like to term it, where you're just kind of talking, you're getting off track, you're kind of just shooting the breeze. Everybody's just kind of joining in and saying different things. But again, you're not intentionally moving towards what it is that you're trying to do and what it is that you're trying to accomplish, because you don't have an itinerary. You haven't not already have given it some forethought about what you should be doing, what you should be talking about, how you should be moving forward in it. And so those unorganized meetings, they don't have any form to them. They're very abstract, and they're going to be a time waster if you don't get in front of it. Number 5, winging it. So I have this saying, you can't wing it and win. You can't wing it and win. So winging it, when you say, well, I'm just going to pop up and go live. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm just kind of going to ramble and see what everybody's doing. If you don't have intentionality behind it, that's a time waster. You're winging it. If you go into an event and you're not prepared and you're just saying, I'm just going to kind of wait and feel my way through it, that's a time waster. You're not only wasting your time, you're wasting the time of the people who have tuned in to listen to what you have to say. Even with this live, I didn't just pop up because I don't have anything to do. I had something very intentional that I wanted to talk about. And even in it, there was intentionality behind it, because I have this masterclass, this amazing masterclass. If you haven't registered, by the way, you should make sure that you click the link in my bio to register, that I'm going to get ready to teach and really get into. And this is some of the pre-work that will really help you get conditioned as we begin to do the hard work. And so winging it, you can't wing it and win. Number 6, here's another time waster, because we're trying to reclaim our time, because we have stuff to do. We have a purpose. We have a plan. We have profits. We need to pivot. We want to walk in prosperity. We have platforms and presentations. But if we don't reclaim our time, we're going to be stuck, and we're going to be in this cycle of inertia where there's motion but no movement. So number 6, saying yes. It's a time waster. Saying yes, you have not taken the time to think through whether this is an opportunity worth your time. You haven't taken the time to think through, is this something that you actually even have the time to do it? And so we overextend ourselves because we have what I call people-pleasing paralysis, and we're afraid to say no. We're afraid that if we turn something down, everything is going to fall apart. The world is going to come to an end, and we're just not going to know what to do with ourselves. And so people-pleasing paralysis falls into play when we are always consistently saying yes to everything. Yes, 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 like a song. And we have not mastered the art of saying no. Number 7, TV surfing. Now, if you're like me and you don't watch TV, maybe TV doesn't get you, but movie surfing gets you every time. You're just going through, I have a bad habit when my children were younger. They're all adults now, and we still do it sometimes. When we're gathering together to watch a movie, if we're not careful, what we'll do is we will watch previews for an hour. We'll go through all of these movies, we'll read the caption, and then we have to watch the preview, and then we've got to go Google what the reviews are, and we've wasted time surfing. And so what we had to learn to do is have some intentionality behind it and say, okay, what kind of movie are we watching? Is it going to be horror? Is it going to be drama? Is it going to be comedy? We need to know up front so that we only look at those type of movies so that we're not all over the place, because it's a time waster. Number 9, procrastination. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of this because I'll be covering it in my masterclass on October 19th. But essentially, procrastination is a lack of self-discipline. A lack of self-discipline. It is when you have not gotten to the point, I don't care how old you are, where you're able to tell yourself, I'm not going to do this, or this is all I'm going to do, or I am going to do this, and I'm not going to do anything else. If you find yourself consistently in a cycle of procrastination, it has everything to do with a lack of self-discipline. Number 10, worrying. Believe it or not, worrying is a time waster. And if you're going to reclaim your time, you've got to get a grip on worrying. See, one of the things about worrying is it tries to give you control over things that you don't have control over. And it gets you into this place of creating these scenarios about things that may or may not even happen. One of the things that I tell my adult daughter who's in college all of the time is that you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And so when you're saying, oh my goodness, I can't take that class, and then if I fail, this is going to happen, and then if this happens, then I won't be, and I say, hey, do you know the answers to this? No. So here's how we're going to reclaim our time. What you can only do is what you can do. The only person and the only circumstances you have control over is you. So we're not going to worry about those things because we don't have control over that. What we can worry about is what do you need to accomplish at this point? Right now, what's on your plate? Let's focus on eating that. And then we'll deal with everything else when it comes to it. And so worrying, if we don't get a grip on it, can be a big time waster. Number 11, perfectionism. One of the things that we don't realize a lot of the time perfectionism is trauma in sheep's clothing, right? It's unhealed trauma. Somewhere we were in a place where we felt like we had to compete, or we felt like we had to perform, or we felt like we had to have it all together or do it all. And our merit was based on people's approval of that. And so we've developed this cycle of perfectionism that we don't know how to overcome. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to overcome it today because I'll be teaching it October the 19th. But really, I need you to understand, though, that that cycle of perfectionism is a huge time waster. Number 12, trying to be what you see. Trying to be what you see. Oh, I see such and such out there. They're killing it. And so I want to try to be that. So let me go look and see what they're doing. Let me go look at their lead pages. Let me go look at their website. Let me go look at the lives that they're doing and take notes. And now you've completely gotten off track to what you're called to do and what you can do because you're just trying to be what you see. It's a time waster. Number 13, distractions that keep you from special moments with special people. It's a time waster when you have decided you're going to hang out with your friends, or you're going to spend time with your family, your children, your spouse, or when you decide you're going to hang out and have a girls' night, or whatever you're going to do, and you're constantly being distracted because of pop-up paralysis. Your phone is giving you notifications, or doing other things, or everybody's over to spend time with you, and that's when you decide you want to wash clothes or clean up or do all of these other different things. And it's distracted you from really spending that quality time that you need to with special people in your life. Guess what? It's a time waster. Number 14, negative thinking about your current situation. You have got to be solution oriented. If you're consistently thinking in a negative way about what's happening with you, it's a time waster because all that you're doing now is there's already a situation. Now you're adding doubt and fear and anxiety and stress that will now cause your natural body to start acting out. And so now you've got to take a time out because now your eyes hurt, your head hurts, you feel like you've gotten a fever. Time waster. Number 15, needless drama around you. That's that environmental evaluation that you have to conduct. Your relationship, your atmosphere, anything that is taking away from you without depositing anything. And you have to look at the ROI, the return on your investment. I'm investing in other people by giving them my time. And so there has got to be something that I am getting out of the deal. So am I getting a time of peace when I'm around them? Am I getting new information? Am I getting resources? Because there has to be some level of ROI, or not. That level of drama is just taking things away from me. And one of the biggest things that is sucking dry is my time. Number 16, self-deception. Self-deception. Telling yourself you don't need any help. You can do it. You've got it all together. In a place where you're trying to handle it all and you're trying to be your own superhero because you're trying to pretend as though you can handle it. Listen, it is okay to ask for help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to take the S off of your chest and trying to say Superman and Superwoman and put it on your back and say, hey, support. I need to be supported because if I am deceiving myself, I say this all of the time, you can have the compassion but not have the capacity. And so if you're trying to say to yourself that you can do it all and you're giving yourself these unreasonable deadlines, it becomes a time waster. Number 17, we're almost at the end. I'm just doing 20, and I hope you guys are going to join me for my amazing masterclass, the pre-work for profits, October the 19th. Click the link in my bio to grab your spot. Number 17, band-aids and temporary fixes. You don't want to get to the root of the problem. You don't want to trace the tree so that you can remove the root. And so you become content with just slapping a band-aid on. Well, I know I really need to fix this, but I don't have time to do it. So I'm just going to do this real quick just to get me by for right now. And you never go back and repair it. You're patching it, but it's not being repaired. Guess what? Sooner or later, it's going to act up on you. And then at the time that it acts up could be the very time where you need it the most. And then everything that you've been working on, all of your efforts, all of your intentions are of naught because you didn't take care of it the first time. Number 18, resentment. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Resentment is a time waster because instead of moving forward in the things that you are now called to do, instead of moving forward in your purpose, you're thinking about the past. Listen, my past has passed. And so I recognize that my past is not a place of residence. It's only a place of reference. I only refer back to some things of my past, but I don't live there. And so we have to understand that when we're resentful, when we're saying, man, I hate that happened to me. I hate that I didn't get a chance to do this. I hate that everybody else did that. That's stuff in the past. And if you spend time, you see what I'm doing? You're spending like money, time in resentment. You can't move forward. Number 19, any kind of regrets. So resentment leads to regrets. Oh, man, I hate that I had my kids so late because I could have did this. Or I hate I had my kids so early because I could have did this. Or man, I hate that I didn't finish school because then I wouldn't have to do this. Or man, I hate that I didn't take that opportunity because it'll never happen again. You're doing that and it's building negative doubt, self-doubt. And what's happening is that you're arresting your atmosphere for opportunities because you're already containing yourself into this place where you're saying, I won't have any more opportunities. Nothing else good will happen. That's a time waster. And then last but not least, a life path that does not feel right. If you're doing something because somebody told you should be doing it, if you're doing something because you're just trying to make money, if you're doing something because it just seems to be the latest wave or the latest rage, it's a time waster. You're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to find fulfillment. You're not going to operate in the totality of your purpose, and you're going to end up being resentful even towards yourself because it's not what you were meant to do. So these are time wasters, and I hope that this list caused you to do internal inventory, external evaluation, and even an atmosphere assessment so that you can identify those things and get a hold of them so that you can reclaim your time. Now, in my masterclass, Pre-Work for Profits, I am going to give you the 10 top steps, actual executable strategies of how to overcome procrastination. And so I'm going to give you the top 10 things of what to do and actually how to do it so that you are not procrastinating or even operating in perfectionism and get your time back. But you're going to have to register. The link is in my bio. And so I hope that this information was valuable. I hope that I was not wasting your time, but giving you some clear resources so that you can take advantage of the time that you do have. All of us have the same amount of time, but it is what you do with it that is so important. Don't waste time. Don't let anybody else waste your time because your purpose is waiting. I'm Dr. E, and I'll see you guys next time.